Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, December 9th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Got a great week of shows lined up for you. Lots of friends stopping by the studio for the podcast broadcast all week long. We're going to have a lot of things to give away as well. A couple big games happening this weekend for your Tucson Roadrunners. In fact, Saturday night, it's Teddy Bear Toss night, which is a big night. Yeah, so we'll be giving away tickets for that and Friday night's game as well. Also, we have our Rock 102.1 Master of Prizes. This week, brought to you by our friends at Tucson Games and Gadgets. Got a huge prize package cultivated from them to give out to one of our lucky listeners. So around 7:10 this morning, we'll give you a keyword so you can text in and hopefully be our final Rock 102.1 Master of Prizes winner. So we have that going on. Weirdo will be in a little bit later. A lot of stuff to get to. Rico and I had a full weekend of food and fun and tamale.
I'm still full of masa.
Yeah, you know, all good ideas for me have been coming after the fact. So I wish, if we go back in time, I wish we would have went up to a bunch of people and asked them how do they pronounce tamale. But I would have been like, do you pronounce it tamale or do you pronounce it tamale? And just do weird spazzings of Tourette's.
And just have Valdez, scoot up behind them. Be like, that was wrong.
Yeah.
Tamale.
Give him my sunglasses, have him look intimidating. And, the Tamale
Say
Fest, the 17th annual one, Casino del Sol, just massive. So many people were there. So many people put in their entries for the best tamale in all of the land. And as I was talking to my uncle about it, I'm like, in this area, this region specifically, extra pride, right? Not only are they saying I have the best tamales in Tucson, that's a claim saying I have the best tamales in the country, therefore the world.
The world.
Yeah, representing. And there were a bunch of good winners. And, how many categories did you end up doing?
I think 2.
Okay.
Because I know I had the dessert one.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. It's not that dessert tamales are bad, right? Because Chef Gary brought some in on Friday for the podcast, which were delicious. It's just after you eat 10 tamales, the last thing you want is a dessert tamale.
Like a strawberry yogurt parfait tamale.
Yeah.
On top of all that savory masa.
All of them just sitting on top. The best way to describe how your stomach feels after you overeat maza is that it doesn't go in your stomach. It basically coats it like, a caramel would coat an apple. It goes around the outside of your stomach.
Are we saying it's like a scientific thing where it's like you can prevent every disease by just stuffing yourself full of tamale?
Yeah, because you
coat your stomach.
Coating your entire internal organs of maza, because that's how you feel after you overindulge in that.
That's what the Aztecs did.
Yeah. So we had that going on, and it wasn't the end of my food festivities on that Saturday morning as well, because then after I stopped by, Veal and I went over to the vegan night market at Rito Raceway Park, which we had Hannah, who's at Death Free Foodie and Tucson Foodie on Instagram, right? Huge social media imprint. It helps out these vegan restaurants and food trucks like nobody else, right? Her content is amazing. And she's been putting this together, and this thing has been such a big, massive success. And I had her on the podcast on Friday, but what she didn't tell me, which I felt like was important information, was that they moved from the outside the raceway, to the walk area, which made it look kind of like a Chinese street market, which was very cool. But, you're shoulder to shoulder with people, but that adds to the excitement. But since it's growing so much, they moved it inside to where the raceway park was.
Oh, geez.
On this giant field, right?
Whoa.
And so they had over 60 vendors, but you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it. It would look like 6 because it was so spread out.
Wow.
So Hannah messaged me afterwards and was like, she's down on herself. And I was like, Hannah, I'm sure you had just as many, if not more people come to this night market than previous years. But the problem is with the amount of space 5,000 people look like 50 people.
Yeah.
With that
It's all
amount
optics.
yeah, absolutely. And you're walking, 300 yards to check out each tent. It was, there were so many vendors.
You're earning your next dish.
Yeah.
By walking a mile.
And I went there to get my steps in. So mission accomplished. I ate a ton of tamales. I had some vegan food, and then I walked away feeling slimmer because I put in all my steps for the day. But yeah, and future, the next one, I'm sure will just get like condensed, and they'll put everything to the quarter of the field and not try to take up the entire field.
Right. Put up curtains.
Yeah, it was, if the fire marshal came, right, you know how the fire marshal's always kind of saying how many people can legally be in one area,
right.
For safety purposes. The fire marshal would have came out and said, okay, you're good for 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Keep
them coming, baby.
Yeah. How many you expected? Oh, we're expecting like 3,000 to 5,000. Oh. Well, then you're more than good. If a fire breaks
I'm
out.
bored.
Yeah. If fire breaks out in the middle of this thing, nobody will even get warm. You're fine. So, but it was food festival weekend for sure. This weekend, we're going to see what the running theme is. But, as we get closer to December 28th and, of course, the holidays, but December 28th is the Arizona Bowl. They did announce what teams are going to be performing at this year's Arizona Bowl, hosted by Snoop Dogg. And I think we'll talk with Justin Spears and the organizer and founder of the Arizona Bowl, Ali Farang, here before 7 a.m. to get the skinny and get amped about that.
That came up quick, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's bowl season, dude. It's, hell, like ASU also had a big weekend. Unfortunately, I don't have a boo button. But yeah, they're going to be, in the college playoffs and in the quarterfinals. So they got a bye week and everything. Whew. Yeah. So ASU making headlines, and who would have seen that coming? Yeah. But
that.
Ollie and Justin will come in, talk about why they're excited about this year's Arizona Bowl, and then all the things that Snoop Dogg is going to be doing to be the master of ceremonies, as it's his namesake now, the Gin and Juice Arizona Bowl. So we're excited about that, and hopefully we can whip together some tickets to give out to our listeners before we go on vacation. It's not going to be today.
Yeah.
But it will be soon enough. I'll put up a fight for you.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Thank you. All right. We got a great show lined up for you today, so keep it right here. Morning Morons coming up after Seether. Kicking things off with 9 Inch Nails. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA, but you know the name of the show. Let's go. Let's go. Aggressively. Let's go. Oh, we got a full show lined up. Please welcome Weirdo. Good morning, Weirdo. And Chef Gary is back in the building. Back-to-back appearances here for Chef Gary, as we are going to continue to put focus on the toy drive that Charo's doing at all their locations, which is awesome. And then Weirdo's getting ready for a confession session. So we're going to do a confession session here after the tease. So all that and more we're getting kind of lined up on. So, yeah, and we talked food. Or was it a busy weekend for you at the restaurants?
Bro,
Yeah.
what?
Really?
It was crazy, man.
Why do you think that is? All the Christmas parties?
Yeah, a lot of Christmas parties, a lot of families in town. Just it was insanity, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Open to close?
Open and close.
Wow. Well, good for you.
Yeah,
That's good.
We'll
Yeah.
take it. No, we love the support. Tucson, we love you. So
Yeah.
and we'll
not
feed
all
you.
Tucson's listening right now.
I'll feed you.
It's,
Well, we got a big chunk of it.
yeah, we got to get the cool chunk. We got the cool
I
chunk.
get a lot of
listening.
text messages when I'm on your show. After
Really?
I get out. Yeah, like or like on social media. Oh, I heard you on the radio. Oh, I heard you on the radio. So
That's
you're,
so
do-
nice
you're
to
doing
hear.
good stuff,
Yeah.
man.
That's
you're doing good
good.
stuff.
You see, you never know. Sometimes you do this show and you think, fuck, no one's listening. Nobody cares. And, like.
We bring Gary in for a boost.
Yeah.
I'm like, please come in.
Because I don't get these messages. I heard you on the radio today because, people
It's
already
every
know
day.
me. Yeah. they're like,
Right.
that's all news. Here, let's get on for a tease. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beef Weekend Presents. Of course, that was Red Hot Chili Peppers. We got new music from Linkin Park that I'm going to play here, but we are live on the podcast broadcast with an all-star crew. Rico and Weirdo, of course, and then we're joined by Chef Gary. Of course, Chef Gary and Charo Concepts are doing an annual toy drive. And before we get into the details of that, which we'll share here in a little bit, Rico, if you were to buy a toy for under $20, or was it 20 or 10?
We're saying 10.
Okay, you're saying the suggested what you should buy to donate, and it's a new unwrapped toy, right? To donate at any Charo location. What's a toy you're going to pick to give to a little Rico who may not have that toy? Like your favorite toy that you're going to come
Isn't
across.
it sad to think about like action figures are probably more than $10 nowadays? So
No,
probably...
you can get some good ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for like $10. Absolutely.
I was going to say go to the dollar store and get like the Power Fighter instead of Power Ranger, like the off-brand one.
Well, if you do that, then make sure you get 10 of them and just kind of bunch them up. But yeah, no, I loved when I have like little nephews or like any young kids in the family. I love going to the toy section and buying toys for them, basically because I'm basically picking out toys that I know I would have loved to play with as a kid.
Legos, baby.
Right. And if you don't have any young kids to buy for this holiday season, then you're depriving yourself of the joy of the holiday season by shopping for the things that you wish you had as a kid. And you could do so and then donate those toys and for a great cause for a bunch of great kids who might not get toys this year if it wasn't for this toy drive. So any Charo location, unwrapped toy will get you free tamales as well. How many tamales?
Well,
Tamale.
Tamal.
Tamal.
As we've learned.
Yes.
As we've learned.
One free dessert tamal.
Yes, sir.
And the dessert tamal is either the pumpkin pie tamal.
We have either the pumpkin or the hazelnut.
Yeah, which I tried both on Friday, and you get super jealous.
You're a brave man, dude. You had a lot of tamales.
I've had 3,000 tamales in 72 hours. It's amazing. And I am officially Tucson for life. Well, we're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We're going to have your confession session with Weirdo after Heavy is the Crown by Linkin Park on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right, so that's the first of many teases as we go. Yeah, I'd probably get a Batman toy. I love getting Batman toys, you know, and then look at it for a while and then gift it. It's funny. I'm going to go to your Charo steak and I'm going to donate it, but you're going to have to pry it from my hands. I'm like, here you go. And you're like, oh, thanks. And I'm just not going to let go. I'm like, all right, give me the toy now. Like, and you see, it comes with like 3 different gadgets and utility belts.
Right.
And you see, there's 2 different masks you can wear. That's pretty good, right? Going back and forth.
I still
play with
think
this right.
one of the funniest memes I've seen in my life was the one scene from Lord of the Rings where he's like telling the guy to throw the ring in the fire, but they made it like, hey, your little cousins need all your toys. You must give it to them. And he just goes, no, they're mine.
You know, speaking of Lord of the Rings, it's funny that you say that. So on Saturday night, after the vegan night market, my daughter and I were chilling, and I was like, "Let's watch movies." So we watched Beetlejuice, and that was good.
Was it good?
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't really good, but she enjoyed
It wasn't really
You
good.
shut your filthy mouth. I thought it was perfect.
it. Well, perfectly cheesy as fuck. Anyways,
Yeah, have you seen the original?
I love the original.
The original's
but,
great.
Yeah, there were some forced moments, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. This is not Herb Stratford giving a movie review. But afterwards, I was like, I saw the original Hobbit cartoon that came out in 1977.
The old one.
Yes, and I was like, and I remember that. I thought I remembered it vividly, but it was a childhood memory of mine, right? The dragon, the whole thing, and that was my introduction into the world of Lord of the Rings. And then I saw that they had a cartoon version of Lord of the Rings as well. So I was like, hey, well, let's watch The Hobbit real quick to kind of like, check this out. It's going to be a trip. It's an old cartoon. It's vintage. I'm trying to pitch it to my cool teenage daughter. And I'm watching it, and as I'm watching, I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Like, it's so bad.
So Peter terrible.
It's so bad, yeah. And it was a made-for-TV movie, so they had those kind of cliffhanger moments to go to commercial that you recognize. And so I'm like, okay, this is terrible. The animation's terrible. The story is ridiculous. It's somewhat in the vein of The Hobbit, but not really. And they told the story in 110 minutes, or I'm sorry, like 70 minutes. So obviously you're not going to get all the Hobbit in that. And then the dragon was weird. The whole thing was a trip.
But it was so good when we were kids, though.
It was the best.
I had Puff the Magic Dragon as a kid.
Well, Puff the Magic Dragon was still a classic that holds up in a weird way. Rock 102.1 Camp, man. Welcome back, Beef Finger Presents. I was talking about how I tried to watch the old school 1977 cartoon, The Hobbit, with my daughter over the weekend. I saw about 15 minutes of it. And then I was like, okay, let's watch the Lord of the Rings cartoon, because that's got to be better. It came out a year later. Hobbit was a prequel. They got to raise the bar, because The Hobbit was a huge hit that we all grew up with. If we were kids in the 80s, then we saw the cartoon The Hobbit on television probably yearly, like a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I put on the Lord of the Rings cartoon, hoping it was going to be better because it was produced for theaters. So it was a major movie production that was putting it out. So you think the animation would be better, the story would be better. No, they took 10 steps backwards and it was brutal. It was brutal. So then after that, I watched 2 minutes of that. And then, I was like, F it. Let's just put on Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings now, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, have you seen this? And my daughter's like, no. I'm like, cool. What? We're going to watch this. You're going to love this. I put it on. I fall asleep within 2 minutes. After all that.
Oh, yeah, Dad, you really love this movie, don't
Yeah,
you?
I was like, you watched the 3 hours. You tell me how it is. I'm going to bed.
Director's cut, Dad. Why?
No.
7 hours, babe. You're going to enjoy
with
it.
commentary.
Yeah, I purposely avoided the extended cut, which is on Max, right?
Yeah.
Which is like turns a 3-hour movie into a 5-hour movie. Because I was like, I don't have the energy for this. Turns out I didn't have the energy to go past opening credits. Cool story, bro. All right,
He goes hard.
Yeah, that was my confession, and I think that leads perfectly into the return of a much-loved segment you guys were asking for this whole time that Weirdo took a sabbatical. She's back, and she's been accumulating email confessions from our listeners this entire time. So let's do another confession session with Weirdo. All right, these are anonymous confessions sent to Weirdo at weirdo@kfma.com. What do you got for us for your first confession, Weirdo?
All right. At best, I'm a 4, but my girlfriend is a 10.
Okay.
When I asked her why she was going out with me, she said it was because I was less likely to cheat than some handsome guy. I would never cheat on her, but I do feel really insulted.
Oh, yeah. But
As you should.
that's an insecure 10. And congratulations. This is how ugly guys can hook up with 10s and basically date above their pay grade. Insecurity is a man's best friend, honestly. I mean, it sucks, but it's true.
Well, until she gets hit on by another 10.
As long as the guy is not insecure, then you won't have to worry. It's usually the guy's insecurity that will kind of damage this 10-4 situation. But yeah, if she, like, an insecure woman is going to be, I got to watch my words now. I know I'm going down.
Careful.
Yeah, a slippery slope.
Let's move on.
I'm saying congratulations. It's an excellent confession, and don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Have you ever been
Exactly.
with a beautiful, insecure woman?
Oh, yes. They're the best.
Have you ever not been? All right, and then Gary was super quiet on that one. All right, here's our next confession, Weirdo. What do you got?
All right. My husband licks the condensation off the mirror when he gets out of the shower. And I just need to get this off my chest. It baffles me to no end, and it occupies my brain at least 75% of the day.
Well, at least it's not the toilet.
Well, that is a silver lining, and that is great. That's
I just ask him, like,
Yeah.
why do you do that? Like, maybe it's a family, like,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
a weird
I don't
thing.
know.
It's a learned thing, right? You don't
It's
just, like,
gotta
one
be
day you're
learned.
like,
My daddy and his daddy. After that.
don't
it's like
waste
moonshine.
don't waste the towel, son. Just use your tongue, right?
They grew up in the Depression era.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's a
this
learned
is.
behavior.
Yeah, I don't know if this is passed down through generations. It'd be a weird family if it was, for
Like, oh,
sure.
okay. Yeah.
You are creating water vapors, so I mean, I think in a world where like water would be running out, which is not going to be a
Oh.
world, not the world that we're going to live in anytime soon. But if that was the case, then what a great way, like survival hack,
Right.
that Bear Grylls would teach you. But on the flip side of that, we're a planet made of water, and then we also know how to take the salt out of salt water. So good news, we'll have water forever.
Thanks, science.
You're welcome. All right, I'm answering on behalf of science.
Great.
All right, let me get another confession here, Weirdo.
All right, my boyfriend has been cheating, so I joined a dating site,
Okay.
found his profile,
Oh,
and I catfished him.
okay.
He is due to meet the other me in a bar in 10 minutes, blissfully unaware that I am there with a suitcase of his clothes while my dad is changing the locks.
I need updates. I need
That's right,
follow
dude, that
ups.
happened to my neighbor.
Yes, I
Oh,
have.
that happened to your
That happened?
neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
She found her best friend found his dating site. on,
Yeah,
like,
dating
Tinder
profile.
or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah, or whatever.
Right.
And she like totally like made up a fake profile and like let him out to date, and it was just like boom.
See, you could do this to any guy who's on a dating site. A little, like, because the amount of matches that even a good-looking man gets on these dating sites is minimal compared to the amount of matches that a woman gets just getting on there. They get bombarded, right? So they get on their dating site, they have to go through 500 matches to find one that they like. But the flip side of that is 5 for every 500 for a guy, right? So easily you could create a catfish as a woman and probably get a match, especially if it's halfway decent. You're not going to match with me, though. I'm pretty good at spotting these things.
Yes, that is something that you have shown off and proven that you can tell who's a bot, who's catfishing, all that stuff.
Yep.
It would have been a greater long game if she made an OnlyFans to have the guy subscribe to, then he opens it up and it's her banging the new dude.
Amazing.
Boom.
Yeah.
That would have been
that's
cherry on
expert
top.
level villainy.
Yeah.
And the fact that you thought it terrifies me to my core. You
You're
understand
welcome.
that? Yeah. The fact that we sit in the same room together a couple times a week.
All new on the next episode of Yellowstone.
There's a confession session with Weirdo. We got a lot to get to. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Music on the way from Shinedown and following in reverse from Rock 102.1 KFMA. You getting text messages from your friends that heard that segment and thought it was hilarious?
I'm watching I'm trying to bump your numbers, bro.
Well, you know.
That's
good.
faking.
No, it
What a
was like-
guy.
It was super crazy because like she was like that like really like obnoxious like comfortable neighbor that would just like walk into our house all the time.
Oh, no. I got a
Like,
Kramer.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, you had a Kramer.
yeah, 100%. And like one day, like all of his shit was in the front yard, and like it was just crazy. It was craziness. And then she just disappeared.
Really?
Yeah,
So she
just,
moved
like,
and
disappeared. Like, and they had like a son together and stuff, and it was his house. Like,
so she moved all his shit out, but then,
then
he just moved it
disappeared.
back
Then
in.
just,
Yeah.
like
Whoa.
disappeared. So I don't know,
Interesting.
man. Crazy times.
Worried about her.
Not really.
Pod, yeah, what is this? Are you over there talking about me? No.
No, he's
Oh.
making reference to your
Oh, yeah.
asking Gary.
Okay, make fun of me. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I thought it was a
I
fun
can text you like fake numbers and be like, yeah, this beef guy, #1, baby. Taking
I'm
over
like,
the world.
I got it again. That's amazing. I got an email.
Best DJ I've ever heard in my life.
Is it complimenting the show? Yes, it is. It's from Lindsay.
It's on a
she
dating
has a
site.
small gift for each of us. Me, Rico, Valdez, and Mari. Fuck you, weirdo. I plan to give the gifts out the week of the 20th. Is that all right? My last week of work before break. Love the school schedule. Yeah, absolutely. And that's our last week of work for the school break as well. This is the first year that we're kind of aligned with everyone else's little vacation.
Weird.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be that way because the first 3 years I purposely made sure that I took a vacation a week after Frank did, and then came back a week after to kind of jack up some more listeners, right? Is be like, hey, look at our show, it's so fun. I don't say all the time, and which I just said but
in context.
yeah. Yeah, totally. It was only to roast him, but yeah, this is the first week the first year that it's like, since New Year's Eve and Christmas are both on Wednesdays this year, it's like, it's actually good and bad at the same time. Like, what's a pro of Christmas of landing in the middle of the week?
I know for some people it prolongs their vacation that they get. Like obviously, Raytheon is one of them. A lot of those big ones, they give them between Christmas and New Year's off, and when it falls in the middle of the week like that, they get extra days.
Yeah, and I technically do that too if you're going, because they are not going to be taking out of my PTO days on Christmas and Christmas Eve. So that's 2 days out of a 5-day work week that doesn't count. So I'm technically only getting 6 days out of what normally would be 10 days I would take off. Like, I think 2 years ago, Christmas landed on a Friday or Saturday. So you're kind of asked out on the vacation days aspect of it. And I'll tell you what, it was even harder to go shopping those days because you almost kind of work all the way up until.
Right.
And I know that we did. And then I was like, oh, shit, I got to do all my shopping in 2 hours at Walgreens.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It also prevents Santa from getting too drunk on milk and cookies the previous night.
Oh, doing a weeknight?
Yeah, weeknight thing.
Yeah, they're more. I did read a study saying that Santa's more likely to go over the limit of drinking on weekends. He's a weekend warrior. Yeah, we know that. How many toys have you been accumulating so far?
Dude. So anytime I drive past either like a Walmart or a Five Below or dollar store or whatever, I usually drop, I don't know, $50 to $100 depending on how well stocked they are.
Okay, so you're the one.
So, I thought you meant for the toy drive in general. For my kids.
No,
The kids don't
I'm
have it.
saying for the toy drive, what other people are donating,
yeah,
not
yeah.
just how much money.
Try to call Gary. I'm like, how much do you care, bro?
That super nice charity thing you're here to promote? That's what we're talking about.
I already liked
Enticing
you.
people to do it?
I don't care about your kids.
Yeah, I already liked you. Don't make me like recognize you as a saint.
I know.
Patron Saint Chef Gary. It's like, yeah, I take all my money that I accumulate after I pay my bills and I set aside some for my wife to make sure she's happy. Then I spend it all on toys for the needy.
I check on the orphanage.
And I look at her and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm supposed to give myself new work shoes because my feet are hurting from working so hard for this money. But instead, I'll just wrap my feet in newspapers so I could take that money to buy toys for the needy.
That Sarah McLaughlin song commercial, I actually call that number.
You're Patron Saint Chef Gary. I love it.
Oh my
That's
God.
good. Now I'm gonna feel like a dick that I'm only buying like $10 worth of toys.
No, so
thanks,
the
Beef.
thing is like pre-COVID we had toy sponsors.
Oh
We had companies that would like sponsor us, so we would like, and they would just drop off like, and they were the companies that would supply like the dollar stores and like the overstocked shelves and stuff. So they would just drop off thousands of toys for us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they can't do that anymore, so it's kind of left to our own devices. So
Here, let's do this real quick. Live speed break on the air. Because I think we all grew up kind of poor, right? I'm assuming.
yeah,
Okay.
Nobody's protesting.
yeah, my
that.
house
We're
is
like,
broke. So what?
So think of your favorite off-brand toy or item that you grew up loving. Hold on 1 second. All right, a real quick question for our panel here, because not all of us grew up rich. In fact, a lot of us grew up the opposite. With that said, and keep this in mind for the toy drive, right? Because you could buy all different types of stuff from like the Five Belows and stuff, which is not necessarily name brand, but likely enough, like it's similar enough that which can be just as awesome. And we grew up with those toys and products as well. So, what's your favorite off-brand gift that you received as a child that you still covet? Rico?
I feel kind of bad now that you put it that way. I'm like, I actually did get the Ninja Turtles.
You did get the Ninja Turtles?
Not the off-brand one. I got the Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
But I guess maybe comparably Lincoln Logs. When your friends got Legos and you're like, oh, I got these Woodsman
The
logs.
Duplos or whatever.
Duplos.
Yeah.
Duplos were the best. The big plastic carton that they came in. What was that thing? It was like a Brewster or something.
Yes, the giant one you get for like $4. Yes,
Cool. I feel like
absolutely.
Abraham Lincoln. Thanks, parents. Cool. Thank you.
Weirdo, what about you?
You know, mine's the Duplos because guess what? That bag that it came in after my dogs ate the friggin' Duplos, nice little storage bag.
Yeah, I mean, can we even top the Duplos? Yeah, get the two Duplos too. You bring those back.
Duplos.
We'll keep the conversation moving. The podcast broadcast. Join us youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. Yeah, that's funny. Good answer. Yeah, those damn Lincoln Logs. And then after you make the cabin, you're like, what else can I make
Oh my
with
God,
this?
my mom's on the. She goes the Shaq shoes. Yep, I remember the Shaq shoes.
Shaq shoes.
Everybody else had the
Dude, your mom's on the.
Michael Jordan shoes, Air
Yeah.
Jordans. And you're like, I got my Shaq shoes, bro. Like, loser.
I could beat that, actually. I had XJ900s. XJ900s were a knockoff on LA
Knights.
Right? No, LA Knights. Yeah, it is LA Knight, which is crazy because that's the name of the wrestler now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just now put two and two together.
Yeah.
I interviewed the guy. God damn it! I should have said it like you were the shoe I always wanted growing
Yeah.
up. For 3 years, LA Knights were like the bee's knees. Everyone wanted LA Knights, right? And they were known for because they would have this kind of like swivel on the tail end. They were high top basketball shoes. Anyways, I got XJ900s, not like LA Knight shoes. And I got them from Payless Shoe Store,
Yeah.
right, as a gift. They literally fell apart from the seams. Like the shoes, this is the only time that shoes actually did this. They all just fell, the whole shoe fell apart on my feet. So just like disintegrated within a month, right?
You should act like that was a feature. Be like, yeah, they're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Makes you run faster.
Yeah, LA Knight shoes. Let's see.
The light up shoes were
Shoes
the
of a
best.
champion, yeah.
Yeah. What about Ruse?
Ruse?
You guys never had Ruse?
I
No.
think that rings a bell. What is it?
They were the shoes at Payless that had the little coin pocket on the side. and you
Not
put
LA
your-
Knight. Shoes from the 90s. There you go. Yeah.
Was it LA Knights?
LA Gear.
Oh.
Ah, nerd. You thought it was a wrestler. Okay, that makes more sense.
You're not talking about these shoes, right?
I'm talking about these shoes I'm about to show on the stream.
No.
The
No,
LA Gear.
him.
ROOS. Like kangaroos.
ROOS.
These are the LA Gears. And see, what the two things that kids wanted about these shoes, if you're looking at the stream here, is one, you got these swivels, right? Swivel's not the best way to describe them. This right here, I don't know if you could tell if they were like kind of 3D, but it's kind of just like layered, or it's like fish gills, right? So you have the fish gills on the shoes, but the thing that made it really cool that everyone loved is that it came with these tags, right? Which was a California license plate, custom plate that said LA Gear, right? And if you didn't have that still on your shoe,
Oh God.
you just
It's like the
weren't
sticker on the
cool.
hat type of thing.
Yeah,
That So
yeah.
you can find all these at Slobby Robbie's,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. And if LA Gears, he would know all about these LA Gears, right? And then NBKs, remember British Knights?
Yeah, I got those two confused. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay,
my
so
bad.
you combine
Easy
them.
mix-up.
If LA Gear made sweet love to British Knights, then LA Knight would be the answer. All right, that's fair enough. I think they're both kind of the same or same company. Maybe not, but yeah, that even had lights. So let's see if I could pull up XJ900s.
I don't know. We thrifted.
Yeah, look at that. It immediately comes up in my search. XJ900 shoes. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. And look at, they're just Velcro.
It's like Balenciaga shoes. They're like $8,000.
Oh, they would be. You can't find them anymore, and because they literally like deteriorated. So
They're all evaporated.
yeah, they're just gone. I can't find the kind that I
Let's go to eBay and
was.
see if they have.
No, there's no way they still exist.
We'll see.
Well, it's like the brand Champion or Champs. Like that was like Kmart $3 when we were growing up, and now it's like $150 hoodies.
Yeah.
And my kids want it
Ugh,
Crazy.
badly.
gross.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you guys suck.
Yep, got them. LA Gear, men's Kaj retro high top, $60, baby.
Yeah, LA Gear. I said XJ900s.
Oh,
too.
XJ900.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, get it right.
Gosh.
Yeah, you're basically telling me what my rich cousin was wearing,
Yeah.
and I didn't get any of that. I like Fila's too. I rocked Fila's during my gangster era. Yep, just like that.
What was that Big Dog brand? Was it Big Dog? The shirts that you see, like the tough dog with the muscular dog.
Is that called Big Dog? I
Was
don't
it
know.
Big Dog?
I was thinking Red Dog, the beer already.
Mm.
And then you turn it upside down, and it's a Batman and Catwoman.
What?
You never knew that? The Red Dog beer? Okay. Well, I guess you're not as gangster as I thought, Chef Gary. Because you got the heart of an angel. Spending all your overtime money on the children. Let's see. Red Dog
All my anytime minutes.
beer. Let's see. Beer logo. Okay, here it is. Red Dog. You never seen this Red Dog here? This is a beer. Red Dog was a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a beer. Now, if you look at this logo of the bulldog, interestingly enough, if you look at it upside down, it looks like Batman going down on Catwoman, right? In fact, I'm pretty sure I could. Yeah, I'll show you. It's here. Okay.
Oh my God.
You see it?
Hold on. Make that bigger.
Okay.
I don't have my glasses on today.
It's hard to make.
God, we're old.
That's what Batman does after he drinks Red Dog.
Yeah.
Red Dog.
Lay down.
Here, I'll just visit this one. Oh, wait. That one's right side up. Damn it.
Right click, save to desktop, go to the editor, flip it.
Oh, you do it. Yeah, do it for me, and then you can add it.
Or just tell all the viewers to do a headstand.
Okay, right
I mean,
here.
yeah. So you definitely see
100%.
the Batman, but it being
What's the Catwoman part, though?
The nose. That's the Catwoman. Right? Oh, I see. Is that the Catwoman?
It's the Rorschach test.
No.
Like, what do you see?
everybody. I just wanted to let everybody know watching. We are grown adults doing this.
I came to talk about the kids.
How do we end up on Red Dog, Batman, and Colonel Angus?
Right?
What the hell?
Red Dog.
Hard right turn.
Red Dog. Don't ask me how it tastes. I did drink a lot of it, and just to look at the cap upside down.
So anyway,
it
all
was
toys
the
under
90s
$10.
version of porn. We did not
Right.
have high-speed internet back then.
No,
so
we did not.
We did what we had to do. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. This segment brought to you by Red Dog Beer.
Red Dog.
Red Dog. Upside down is freaky. All right, but no, it's not because we're talking about how sweet of an angel
my
our
God.
good friend Chef Gary is. Chef Gary, he works about 60, 70 hours a week, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's assume he gets overtime pay for that because we're not in Texas. He doesn't because he's on salary. So what he does is he'll take a chunk of his well-earned paycheck. He'll designate that as quote-unquote overtime pay. He'll take that money, run to various stores like Target and Five Below and dollar stores, and spend it all on toys for the children just to donate for his own toy drive.
St. Gary.
Saint Gary. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. How many toys do you think you've bought this holiday season so far?
Probably like 200.
Yeah.
What?
That's Saint level. Is that
Yep,
not Saint level?
Definitely Saint level.
Dude,
Over 150.
Yeah, over 150 is Saint level. You could be a good person over 50,
Yeah,
right? You could be like a mensch at 100,
Mm-hmm.
right? Over 150, you are
125 is a
saint.
bar. Like, you're a real good guy.
Yeah.
150 is like, damn, dude, sainthood.
Yeah, sainthood. And
Yeah.
honestly, at over 200, you're making us all look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So there really is no excuse for people to go out there
Bezos gets a call.
to buy a toy.
He's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos should. There is no reason for people to go out there, buy any kind of toy, age-appropriate toy, up to $10, and donate it at Charo, any Charo location.
Yeah.
Because it's not even necessarily a full-blown donation. It's a trade.
It's a trade. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because on top of that, you're donating tamales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you come in, you drop a toy, then you're going to get a dessert tamale, either a hazelnut one or a pumpkin pie-inspired one. Or you come drop 10 toys, you leave with 10 tamales.
I don't know about that, but sure.
Oh. Is there a limit? So if I came
no,
in...
I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Like, we'll stick to it. You
There's
know.
a limit when he comes over and pats you on the shoulder, like, can we talk?
Right.
Meet me over here.
If I came with like a Santa Claus style bag, right?
Yeah.
Filled with toys.
I would probably give you a dozen tamales.
A
Take
dozen
home.
tamales for that.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
And maybe you get a dessert tamale with dinner, and then I give you a dozen tamales to take home. You
Okay.
Whoa.
throw them in your freezer and enjoy them on Christmas.
Yeah, and you have those tamales ready to give away at
Yeah,
all
we have
locations.
salsas, tamales. We have everything ready to go for your holiday parties. So
Oh yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
you're also doing catering for holiday parties too, huh? Damn, dude. Well, what else you got going on?
a lot. Me and Rico are going to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother discussion.
That's a whole nother. We'll do that after the New Year.
Yeah, but okay. So with that, you're gonna get all the toys. The toy drive is happening now. When does it stop?
It stops on the 18th.
Okay,
The
this
actual
week.
The actual event is on the 19th.
Next week,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
The 19th at John B. Wright John B. Wright Elementary School.
Yeah. So this event is something that you do every year with what Chef Michael as well, right? Or
No, it's purely in house. So
It's
yeah.
a Charo thing.
It's a Charo
okay,
thing.
yeah. And so the event you're doing, it's at the school. Tell me more about that.
So we'll usually show up to the school about 8:00, get set up. We do lunch for the kids. We get a bunch of like muscle milk and juice boxes and stuff, and then we put out all the toys, and we kind of have this like 40-foot table, and we'll start kindergarten, and we'll go all the way through the 8th grade. I dress up as Santa. We have the Grinches there, and we photo ops, and it's just a great time, man. Like the kids are great. John B. Wright's a school garden school, so they have actually the school. They have a garden right in the middle of their main complex there.
Do they have any school garden schools in like Phoenix, or is this a Tucson thing?
It's a Tucson thing, so it was all started by the University of Arizona. It is adapting. There are other cities that do have the school garden, but it was definitely started here in
It
Arizona.
all started here, so hipster cred goes to us.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, which is good because we talked about the benefits of people or kids learning this trade and skill of gardening and how important that is just in the world of mass-produced food that we live in. And as a chef, you know this well. So I'm sure you even probably have a garden or something growing in your backyard.
I wish. Well, I have something growing in my backyard.
Do you have chickens though?
No,
Wow,
no,
Chef
no,
Gary, dude, why are
no.
you slacking, dude?
Because I have dogs, and those two don't work so well together.
Not so
Well,
much.
dogs like to eat organically as well. So,
Yeah, right? From the source while it's alive.
So you still got time to go to Tour Drive again. $10 maximum. They're not asking you to buy a brand new PlayStation. Just any of the
I'll take
toys.
one, but yeah, the kids don't need that.
Yeah.
Like, and the most well-received toys are sticker books. Like, the kids just love sticker books, and those are cheap. You can get 10 of those for $10.
Nice.
And they just love those for whatever reason. I mean,
And
they
the
do like
parents
the
do,
bigger
too.
toys, and we do age-appropriate stuff. So, unwrap gift for a boy or a girl, K through 8. Drop it off at any of the C. Charo restaurants and El Charo restaurants, and we'll give you a free dessert tamale.
Love it. All right, yeah,
awesome.
and that's happening all the way to the 18th, so you got time to make sure when you go out your Christmas shopping, stop by the toy aisle, have some fun with it, and then make those donations any Char location, and then you'll be gifted a Christmas tamale or dessert tamale that's just delicious. I had both of them on Friday, and honestly, I mean, they taste like the pie, like that pumpkin pie tamale or tamal. How should you say it? Doesn't matter. In the holidays, doesn't matter. All right. January 1st, you could correct me. All right, we're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Got more coming up after music from Lenny Kravitz on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Lenny Kravitz, you say? Yeah.
I don't know why that reminded me too with like these toys, like all the fancy toys coming out nowadays. Be kind of a funny thing to have like somebody as a parent go to their kid and pretend like the Slinky's a brand new thing, and see how they react to it, and see if it's like, check this out, man.
Right.
They still hold up.
I'm sure there's a YouTube
Etch-a-Sketches.
channel that does that where they have like the most modern toy and then, like you said, Etch-a-Sketch or Slinky and probably have kids compare them. So I'm sure there's got to be a YouTube
It's like
channel.
people with cats that like buy them expensive toys and they play with the Amazon box more than anything else.
That was
They're
my
just like-
kids for
yeah.
sure. They would play with, especially if they came in big boxes. They would make like a
Forts
fort.
and things.
Right.
It's like, go figure.
I got this Red Dog Twitter page, which is
Now
not
you're in
a-
the algorithm.
It's not an official
Red
Twitter.
Dog.
It's not an official Twitter page for Red Dog. It's a fan page, right?
Oh,
So you got Red Dog Beer 1. It's uncommonly smooth.
Duck Dynasty guy.
Yeah, which unfortunately, I think Phil,
Yeah,
it was
passed
announced he has dementia.
oh.
Yeah. Listen up, ladies. If your man doesn't know how to hunt and fish, you have a girlfriend. Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Red Dog gives you wings. Just a tall can right here. Problem, bitch. That's I like that. It's my
I
new
love
favorite
this.
Twitter page.
It's every aggressive dad's favorite Twitter page.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey to the summer weather. Go ahead, find your beach, but please don't forget to bring your dog. Woof. Let's see.
Texas.
Yep, Texas. Let's see. Hot days are good barbecuing and Red Dog.
Hell yeah.
Woof, woof, woof. Red Dog was here. Again, this is not Red Dog's official page. This is just somebody,
In 2013.
yeah, pretending to be Red Dog. Dog plus red equals beer.
Wait,
Just
when's the last tweet when it come out? Like 2013 still or
Yeah, this person-
2019-ish?
Yeah, this
24?
person- yeah,
Wow,
2014.
new.
It's a 10-year-old page.
Jeez.
Oh, this is 24? No, that's 2014.
Oh, it's 2014.
Yeah, so.
How funny.
Yeah, somebody was just like,
Maybe they'll notice me and give me all the Red Dog for free.
let's see, woof, woof.
How many followers?
22. It wasn't a great beer. I'll be honest with you. But it had a cool logo. And growing up a Georgetown Hoya fan and not actually watching the basketball team or the football team or any of the teams, just liking the logo and being like a G.
See, I like the logo of Mickey's, the 40s.
Okay.
That little hornet.
The little
yeah.
bee.
I was like, that's a cool logo. Too bad.
Yeah.
You can't get that tattooed without being judged.
All right, Todd, what's your breaking news? Or, again, you're making fun of me for showing a Twitter page that's 10 years old. Maybe a little bit of both. All right. I do have breaking news of sorts, though, with Rico. In case you missed it, one like this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beefy presents. Authorities have a hell of a mystery on their hands, and this story has been dividing the nation. People who are kind of celebrating this crime, and then people who are aghast by this crime.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've probably heard about this because it's been making headlines all over the world. And I'm not talking about the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO, actually. I'm talking about the googly-eyed mystery in Bend, Oregon. Now, Portland, Oregon usually gets the nod and the reputation of being strange, right? You know, they celebrate their weirdness.
It's their slogan.
Yeah, but you know, Bend, Oregon is like, hold my weird cup of coffee.
Here's my kombucha.
Yeah, because we're just as weird as there's been somebody going around putting googly eyes on statues throughout the Bend, Oregon community. Now you're seeing a picture, Rico, of
just makes me happy instantly.
Right, does it not? It's joyous. These are oversized googly eyeballs, and you know, somebody just got high, I'm assuming, and was like, you know what would be hilarious if we super glue these googly eyes on everything that we see. And that's what they did. And the picture that's making Rico giggle is the googly eyes on a deer and a fawn.
I'm a simple man.
Yes, you know, and apparently this has been happening all over Bend, Oregon, and police aren't laughing about this, even if citizens are. You know, they're, you know, they because these are everywhere. They're on statues, they're on signs, you know, and other artwork, and it's getting so out of hand. The city made a social media post about it and begged the perpetrator to knock it off. Yeah, they shared some photos on social media, which of course has the adverse reaction because everyone's going to be liking and the engagement is super up on this.
Yeah,
because it's hilarious images. In fact,
you don't tell them not to do it, dude.
Yeah, if I updated the picture of this googly-eyed deer as my profile pic on Facebook, I would get the most likes I've gotten on Facebook in 10 years.
Oh yeah, instantly.
That's how adorable the googly eyes on a statue are. But again, it is still somewhat of a crime because, you know, this is private. Well, it's public property, but it's a private statue.
Blah blah blah.
It's vandalism. That's what I'm looking for.
Ooh.
It is vandalism, and they showed in the look. If you don't believe it's vandalism, Rico, they did show in the third pic that is not funny. Is them trying to remove the googly eyes off this art piece right here and being left behind with.
Oh no!
Yeah, with cardboard stuck.
That layer of cardboard
to
stuck
the
behind.
Tape. You know, here's another thing too.
Come on, don't be dramatic.
That is super dramatic because the cops are trying to prove a point here, saying that it's leaving behind residue of googly eyes, but no, God. They use double-sided Scotch tape, so it's as gentle and innocent as possible. And so the cops apparently, before they took this picture, violently ripped off the googly eyes.
You can see the anger behind that.
Yeah, instead of just taking 2 seconds to peel off the double-sided Scotch tape that was attached to this steel
There's
art
that comment right
sphere.
there. It says, Scotch tape will damage this art that endures summer weather and winter storms. You're all going to get roasted for this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, the art piece in question is it's a steel sphere, right? Which is basically just a ball on top of a rock. And so, yeah, Scotch tape isn't going to do anything to it.
Relax, cops.
Yeah, but they wanted to make a point, and they said, let's stay away from adhesives, graffiti, and all things that could damage the art. And they say there's been at least $1,500 in damages so far, which I call shenanigans on. But this, of course, this is the mystery that is ravishing the Bend, Oregon community. Who is the googly eye bandit? When will they stop?
I would speed on purpose just to get pulled over. So when the cop asked for license and registration, I turned to him with googly eyes.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Or you get mini googly eyes and put it on your driver's license. So when they look at the picture, you got a googly eye picture.
Stop that!
Yeah.
Citizen,
you know, and at least it's not graffiti. You know, I mean, here in like the old Pueblo, you know, we have murals which are beautiful, and then we have some graffiti. I don't think graffiti is too big of a problem. If you drive by any kind of trains, you would think otherwise, because of course the trains are all, you know, graffitied up. But wouldn't it be awesome to have oversized googly eyes on the front of a train?
Hell yes!
And it's like Thomas the Train, dude.
Right. I'll make the kids happy. Everybody's having a good time.
Right. Yeah. So imagine being the detective on this case. Like, what are we looking for? Probably someone with a Costco-sized pack of googly eyes, first and foremost.
Red flag number one.
Yeah, and this is, of course, this is one of those things where, you know, it evolves. This is a pattern behavior that you know is only going to get worse. It starts with googly eyes. And what's next? Mustaches on statues?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They should really embrace this.
Yeah, actually, I want to start with some mustaches on statues now, too.
If I see them in Tucson, I know exactly who to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that is the mystery. That is dividing the country. You know, of course, there are people pro googly eyes, there's people anti googly eyes, and always wants, like, you know, just people to live by the law. And, you know, so that's where we're at. We're a divided nation. So we'll keep an eye or googly eye on the story as it develops and give you any updates. Hopefully the googly eye bandit won't get caught anytime soon because there's still a lot more awesome. In a follow-up to this story.
Update.
Yeah, update. Chef Gary said someone's putting googly eyes on all the cactuses downtown.
Yeah.
Big ones?
No, like there's just little ones. Like you barely notice them, and then you walk by and you're like, that's hilarious.
Yes, we need to do that. So
Instantly
let's
happy.
get on here. Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Finger Presents. On the podcast broadcast, we played a clip so I could show the pictures that a Bend, Oregon police department posted on their social media about a googly eye bandit. Apparently, somebody's going around Bend, Oregon, putting oversized googly eyes on statues and art exhibits, which the locals love. But they were saying, the authorities were saying it was vandalism, which immediately got picked apart.
Karen.
Right.
Yeah, and made fun of. And Gary said that somebody's been putting googly eyes on cactuses downtown.
That's risky, man.
Like art cactuses? What
No,
kind of
just like
actual cactuses?
yeah, like there's just a bunch of like landscape cactuses downtown, and
Yeah.
people just I don't know somebody. It's probably one person that lives downtown. you'll see it you'll see when the kids move in, and then when they leave, and then the new group of kids moves in. There's always like one artistic one. And I've seen like the shift every season.
Yeah.
And it was like there was a sticker season where like someone put stickers on everything, and like, but now it's the googly eye season.
So these kids these days,
I
love
don't know.
the
If it's a
googly
kid, it
eyes.
could be an older person that I don't know.
I
Well,
love
it's
that
going
you
to be
say
now.
it's one. You're assuming it's one person. In my head, I'm like, there's got to be
It's a
some
militia.
kind. It's a militia. It's organized.
It's a
they have
gang.
logistics. It's good.
Yeah.
The googly gang.
Yeah, the first rule about the googly eye gang is you never talk about the googly eye gang.
Right.
All right.
Chef Gary catches him in the act. He's like, hey, keep up the good work.
It's just awesome because you're just. I mean, I'm downtown all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest pet peeve is like if you don't know how to drive downtown, just don't come downtown.
Yes.
Because they're one-way streets.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's
Figure
only
it out.
two of them, so figure it out.
It's on
dude.
Google
Yeah.
Maps.
Figure it out.
Come on.
But
Yeah.
I'll be walking I'll walk from Steak to Monica or Monica to El Charro or whatever back and forth, and I'll just be like, I'm in my day, and I'm like,
right.
You see someone going,
I see the googly eyes, and I'm like,
it makes your day.
yeah, it's awesome,
Right.
man.
So they're doing
Like,
the Lord's work,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing joy to the locals walking around downtown, which could be super stressful. And honestly, the sorrel cactus is probably the best plant that would fit googly eyes on because it already has arms and a face. It's right there.
The agaves are my favorite because they move
Okay.
in the wind.
Oh, so it's like they're waving at you?
Yeah.
If you guys,
You're such a child, and I love it.
Right. I got so sad for him in a second. I'm like, nobody talks to you in the kitchen, huh? You are so sad and by yourself, alone there.
googly eyes. Thank you.
He's got them all named.
It just reduces my cortisol levels for all the stress. I'm just like, hey, Frank, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Googly eye cactus, you're my only friend.
Have you guys talked to Gary lately?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Frank's a good name for that cactus, too, because he's a prick. So, cactus jokes. Yes,
good.
we got them all day long. So, well, then, yeah, we have to look into it. I know I did have googly eyes. I do have googly eyes, actually.
Yeah.
Some of them are big, some of them aren't. We did it for the beard contest.
Yeah, we did.
Which is good. And so, yeah, I think today I might, actually, I should probably not say that publicly on the air because is it a crime?
The best part is now that you're going to notice when you're going to go to the Roadrunners games, you're going to notice that they're down there.
I'm going to look at all of them.
Yeah.
You look at every single cactus. Look for
Your boss
eyes.
is like, "Why are you late?" You're like, "Don't worry about it."
I so badly want Gary to put in a googly eye steak. Like their top seller.
Would you sell a steak and then put edible googly eyes on it? Because I just had
The googly-eyed steak.
Chez Pink or whatever.
Right. Peachy.
Peachy, Chez Peachy. She was at the vegan night market. She opened up a brick and mortar. And her claim to fame is her Instagram-worthy drinks. And so my daughter got one of those and had a strawberry shortcake image on it. And it's basically sugar wafer that she's able to make this, cut out a strawberry shortcake. And it's edible. You could do that with googly eyes. I know you can.
Dude.
$7.99.
Bro.
For edible
Game
googly
changer.
eyes. Sugar?
Yep.
Wow.
Game changer.
Do they have a butter one? And then we're talking because this
For
is a
real.
steak we're
Or
talking
A1
about.
steak
Yeah.
sauce, googly eyes.
He's on it. All right, so
You're welcome.
next week, Chef Gary comes in to tell us about the latest El Charro like Christmas dinner special, and it's the googly eye steak. And you're welcome. It was all conceived right here. We came up with that together.
Why wouldn't they have it's cupcake toppers? Why wouldn't they have them?
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
That's true. Would you eat? Well, I guess you would eat something with eyes. I mean, you're a chef, so you see eyes on all the food that comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you eat the eyeballs? What?
Remember I brought fish eyes for Kat and Austin?
And they loved it. Yeah. Which eyeball is your favorite out of the animal
I
kingdom?
don't.
You don't eat the eyes?
I mean, fish eyes are probably the only one that I would eat personally. I just don't know
Okay.
if I could like bear down on a cow eye. They're just so soft and gentle.
Yeah, you're right.
Aw.
I fall in love with it before I put it in my mouth.
Isn't that
Story
like a
of
lot?
my life.
Hearing that
That's a lot of
Hearing that
men's
from a
life.
steakhouse chef, you're just like, wait, oh man, that's tragic.
I know. Well, here's the deal.
Wait, are we on
Unfortunately-
the air?
Yes, we are. So,
Quote of the
But-
day: I fall in love with it before I put it in my mouth. Be vegan.
on those notes, though, we do have to end the show on the FM side, but we do have about 5 minutes. We'll continue to do on the podcast broadcast. You can join us youtube.com/bevegan. Until then, Robin Nash is up next. She'll give you the keyword to be our Rock 1 2.1 Master of Prizes, so you can win that gift basket from Tucson Games and Gadgets with a price value of over $400. So, Robin Nash is up next. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. All right, clear. Yeah. I guess we just talked about eyeballs and random stuff to wrap up the show today. But
Who sent me a clip recently of a guy eating beef tongue as a challenge, like raw beef tongue, and it was disgusting. He kept throwing up trying it.
well,
It ruined my day.
I watched the challenge, and they eat shit like that all the time. He's just used to it.
That was the second week of Knife Fight. Remember at Corbett's when he brought the beef tongue?
Oh yeah, but did they make it something delicious?
No, nobody could eat it. One of the judges got up from the table and walked over to the trash can and threw it in the trash in front of the guy and
Wow.
like, spit it out.
Jeez.
Wow. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't a
Classic.
judge for that one.
No, it was that was a rough night.
Yeah. Well, I understand it. I mean, the idea is to just, challenge them. But can you make anything good out of beef tongue?
Not in 45 minutes.
Okay.
Really cook that bad
How long
boy.
does it take?
Hours, 6
Hours.
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to braise the hell out of
What's a signature beef tongue dish that people swear by?
it. Lengua, I mean tacos.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Carbeza,
Yeah.
head cheese, and
That's
some cow
true.
tongue.
We should go to Yorka right now.
Yeah, for
Lenguas.
tongue tacos? No.
I'll try it.
You never had it?
Yeah, tongue tacos mean something way different to me.
Whoa,
You're right. I
Hey.
went there.
I like it.
Yeah, welcome back. This is the kind of cunnilingus jokes
You
we've been missing.
constantly stick me in this studio surrounded by men.
Sticker.
And you out
Outgrow
horny
us.
all of us. Yeah, dude.
yeah, we keep it very
I
subdued.
really do.
I haven't talked about cunnilingus once today because I'm a dude and it's a lot of work. But I have not brought it up once today.
Batman
Yeah. Okay, shit. I brought it up once today.
with a DC comic book character.
I brought
So
it up
it's nullified. Yeah.
once this hour. Okay. And
Once.
Yes. Okay. Point taken. You're right. Cunnilingus is a favorite subject of the show, for sure. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
It really is.
Yeah. See. But on that note, I probably should end the podcast before Chef Gary squirms anymore because he's a saint of a man and doesn't want to be associated with such lowbrow humor. He's too busy donating his entire paycheck.
He's too busy giggling at googly eyes downtown.
Dressed as Santa.
That is the purest form of joy right there.
Right.
Just googly eye cactus.
Okay.
It really is.
He's just so sweet and innocent. I love
Not
it.
really. I just
Because I imagine you
you don't
going
want to
from
spend a day in my head.
right, but no, I imagine like a day in your life is very much like the show The Bear, right? Where those kitchens
Very
get
stressful.
super heated and stressful, right? And you're like, I got to go from this fucking one shit show to the next, depending on if they're getting slammed. You know how kitchen culture is, and so you walk out aggressively from Charles Steak, and then as you're walking down the street to go to the next spot, you stop and you notice a cactus with googly eyes, and all your troubles melt away.
Yep. It's the best.
Yeah, you jump into the Monica.
Why are
Like,
you in such a good mood, Gary?
yeah.
Oh my
changed.
God. Next season on The Bear, he calms down because of googly
I'm
eyes.
telling you, you could be adding years to your life, which
Yeah,
is fantastic.
probably.
Yeah.
Now if I could just stop drinking whiskey.
Yeah, promotional networking. This is a good idea, Dot. So all nips are becoming googly eyes. So
Oh no, I've seen burlesque shows that use the googly eyes and then they like make them spin around. So
yeah, I don't like to mix my humor with boners. You know what I mean? Like I want to.
is it too confusing
there's
for
like
you?
a TikTok girl that wears like a ghost sheet, and she has them cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did see that.
Talent.
Didn't interfere with the boner at all. Actually,
Yeah.
That one was hot. You know, something about covering
'Cause
up
of the
face.
sheet?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was like, she's probably ugly underneath there and just appreciative of my love. No, I'm just kidding. I told you we should have ended the show.
I've been outbroed.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Well, anyways, tomorrow morning was it going to be Mari and Valdez and somebody else in the podcast broadcast. All week long, we're going to have a bunch of people stopping by for the podcast broadcast, so it's going to be fun, including live musical performances and some bonus ticket giveaways. So just keep riding with us. As always, thank you for listening. We're out.